Now we finished with the racemose inflorescence. Remember, you had racemose inflorescence, you had a stalk and a sessile. Okay, then you had a compound racemose inflorescence. Remember, it was just compound of these. Now this one racemose we are done. Now there's another type known as cymose inflorescence. Okay, now just remember, in racemose inflorescence, I told you it keep on growing. Nah? It keep on growing. Those plants, remember? Those long, um, what to say, mustard fields, no? That Shah Rukh Khan and what's her name, Kajal, they used to run. Now here in cymose, it is not like that. The axis of the flower, it is determinate or it is definite, means it will grow this much and it stop growing, just like that your very short friend I forgot her name, just like that girl, she grew till that much and she stopped growing. So even here in the cymose inflorescence, the growth of the flower is definite. Okay, means it grow, let's say maybe 4 feet. Your friend, I think she's around 4 feet, no? 4 feet, and it stopped growing and it will produce a flower. Okay, it is not like the other flowers that just keep growing. It produce flower, it grow again, produce flower here, grow again, produce, grow again, produce, grow again. No, this one, it's growing, it stop and produce a flower. It will never grow anymore. It might produce some periphery flowers, but it will be stuck at this height. Okay, not more. So the cymose inflorescence, they are definite in nature. Okay, it is one whose rachis becomes terminated by a flower. Okay, so this stem ends in a flower. Okay, then the new flower buds. Okay, if it ends in a flower, so it grew here, it stopped and end in a flower. Then if it wants to grow new flower buds, it will grow from gradually towards the down of the axis. It'll grow from here. It'll keep on growing down, down, down. So the new flower buds, they appear from up to down. Okay, because it stops at this oldest flower. So the oldest is at the top and the young flowers, they are down. Okay. So if the other flower was, what to say, acropetal or something, I forgot. Now this one, since the oldest is at the top and the young flowers are at the bottom, this is known as basipetal arrangement or basipetally. Okay. Now again, there is a centrifugal arrangement also, where the oldest is at the center and the younger ones will be around, no, like this, the youngest one. Okay, this is more young than this. Okay, this is flower 1. This is flower 1, oldest, then this is 2, then this is 3. Okay, so centripetal arrangement is also there, but the younger ones are in the down part. Okay, so let's look at the types. It has 4 main types: solitary, uniparous cyme, then there are biparous cyme and multiparous cyme. Okay, and you have few types of special types of cymose. We shall see them again in detail. I'm just scrolling so that you know how long it will be, the video. Okay, let's look at the main one, the solitary flower. It is the simplest type of cymose. The example is the one you know very well, hibiscus. Okay, so here it ends in a flower. Okay, it ends in the flower. It ends in the hibiscus flower. And the rachis is not at all branch. Okay, it ends there. So the tip of the flower will always end with the tip of the plant will always end in a flower. So the simplest one is a solitary. An example is your hibiscus. Very easy. Then the uniparous cyme or monochasial cyme or monochasm. Okay, now see here. First, this flower, it will end, this plant will end in one flower. Then a branch will produce, okay, a younger one, and it will end in the second flower. So this is our first flower, this is our second. Then from the second flower, another branch will produce, and it will end in another flower. So this is our third flower. Then again from the third flower, it will produce another flower and end there, okay, and it goes on. So here you can see from the first to the second to the third to the fourth and fifth, and then onwards, okay, like that. Okay, so you can see this helicoid. This one, the one that I explained to you, was the helicoid type, helicoid cyme. Now uniparous cyme, okay, it gives rise to only daughter axis. Okay, so we saw one main flower axis and keeps giving rise to daughter, then again daughter, then again daughter, then again daughter. Okay, so the helicoid cyme I've already explained just now when I drew you. So the example is the Hamelia patens. Okay, helicoid for Hamelia. Okay, you can remember Hamlet, helicoid, Hamlet, and then Hamelia. Okay. Now scorpioid cyme, they alternate in a zigzag fashion. Okay. Example of scorpioid is Heliotropium. Okay, from the Greek god of sun, Helios. Okay, like Helianthus is sunflower. No, it's derived from the name of the sun god. So here also Heliotropium. Now this one, remember we did 1 and then 2, no, right, and then again 3, then 4. No, we did like that for helicoid. Now this is, it will be opposite. Okay, if this is 1 and this is 2, it will not be on the same side. 3 will be here. Okay, third flower, then the fourth will be opposite side, fourth flower, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the same way. So there is the figure of your heliotropium. Now the next one is the biparous cyme or dicasial cyme or dicasium. Okay, so I think you've already understood from bi and di means something to do with two, no? So you have a main axis which ends in a definite flower. So this is your flower 1. Then from here it will branch into 2 other main axes. Remember, in scorpioid and helioid we only branch in one place, either this way or this way, no? But here we are branching in both. So if this is your first flower, these two are your second. Then from here, from these two second, they will branch again in 2 ways, and these will be your third flowers, no? And then so on and so forth. They will branch again, and so on and so forth. Okay? So the example of dianthias, of dicasium is dianthus. Okay? So from the word dicasium, dianthus. Okay? So you just remember 2 type of males, okay? Anthus, so dianthus. So it should be easy for you to remember. Dicasium or dicasial cyme or biparous cyme. Example should be easy for you. So dianthus. Then the next one, let's go down, is the multiparous cyme. Okay, so multiparous, if that one is 2, so this one will be many, right? More than 2. So this is the main floral axis. Let me draw properly. Okay, this is the main floral axis which ends in a flower, and then from here, okay, these other floral axis, they will produce many flowers, not just 2 or 3. They will produce many. Okay, they'll produce many flowers. So it's same just like your dicasium. This is polycasium, okay, or multicasium. Example is your viburnum, okay. So you can always explain in your own simple words. You don't have to exactly follow the book, no. if you remember just the names and the diagrams, the outlines, you will be able to explain. Okay, so do not stress out by trying to by heart these notes, because you are grown-ups now. No, you cannot by heart like children. Children, they used to just by heart, no? But when we grow older, no, girls, our memory goes down. We cannot by heart, but our concepts are very, 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 very hi-fi. You know, our concepts are well developed. Like children, if you tell them A is for apple, B is for ball, they can by heart from A to Z. They can by heart, but they don't know what is apple, what is ball. If you show them a plastic apple, they will think that's apple. They don't have the concept that it's not a real apple. You know, it's just a picture, or it's just a toy. They don't understand the real concepts. But you, so some of you know will be so stuck in your old way that you try to by heart the notes. Don't by heart. You just remember the headings or subheadings. So that too you have to by heart, and the example you have to by heart. But the diagram, you know, the diagram and the explanation you don't have to by heart. You can from your concepts, okay, and from making correlations like dichasium. The example was dianthus. Remember? So you use your brain. Okay. So next is, let us look. We finish with the cymose inflorescence, but there are some special type of cymose inflorescence. Okay. So they are verticillaster, cyathium, hypanthodium, coenanthium. Okay. So let's see what these are. So if you get the question on cymose inflorescence, you don't have to write about these special types, okay, because you won't finish. If you have the time, you can write in short. Maybe just heading, verticillaster, and 1 point, 2 point, and outline, finish it, okay. So you have to think about the time also. So it's a condensed type of cymose inflorescence. See there. And each occurs at the axil of the opposite leaf, having a slightly stalked or sessile flowers. It appears like a cluster of sessile flowers. Okay. Okay, so this is found only in the family of Lamiaceae. This is what is special about the Lamiaceae family. They have the verticillaster inflorescence. So next semester you'll be doing about the family of Lamiaceae. So try to remember that only Lamiaceae has verticillaster, and only Asteraceae has which kind of inflorescence? The head. Remember, the head or the anthodium or the capital. No, only the Asteraceae. Okay, the asters, the sunflowers, they have the head inflorescence, and only the Lamiaceae have the verticillaster inflorescence. Now there, just see in the outline, you have a fixed floral axis and a fixed floral axis, this one, and it will in two directions, one flower and two flower. Then from this one, 2 and 3. Then from this one again, 3 and 4. Then 3 and 4 again, like that. Okay. So just draw the outline and just the example of Leonoris. So please don't study everything. You will not be able to write only. Okay. Then Cyanthium. I think it will be better if I explain to you from the figure. No. So this Cyanthium, it is seen in that Christmas flower, no, poinsettia. Remember those big red flowers? It looks like big red leaves, no? Those Christmas flowers. And then they have small white flowers in between. That one, okay? This poinsettia is that one. So the inflorescence is like this, where you have one, okay, this is the main axis, the rachis. You have the main rachis, then you have the female, okay, the female part, this one, and the male flowers, that is the androgyme, they are inside the involucre. Okay, they are inside the involucre. And some are piercingly, they pierce through the involucre. Okay. Okay, and this female, no, it has 3 carpels inside. Okay, it's divided into 3 sections. So it's tricarpellate. Okay. So let's see. In the center of the receptacle, there is a long, stalked, naked female flower with tricarpellary gynosium, and is surrounded by a large number of male flowers arranged in a scopoid cyme. Okay, you know what's a scopoid cyme. Then the entire inflorescence is surrounded by a cup-shaped green structure known as the involucre. Okay, from the diagram you saw. And in the involucre, it has 2 nectar glands. Okay, so these glands, no, they produce the nectar for the bees and the butterflies to have to eat. Okay, so example is poinsettia. So you can explain in your own words. Okay, that they have nectar glands, and the entire inflorescence is surrounded by the involucre. And inside the involucre, we find a female, a naked gynosium, which has 3 carpels, which is surrounded by the male florets, that is the androgyms. Okay. You can just draw this outline. It's more than enough for you. You don't have time only. An example is the poinsettia. Okay. Poinsettia pulcherrima, the Christmas flower. Now this hypanthodium is the characteristic most inflorescence of the figs. You know, remember Jesus used to eat figs and all, no, this Mediterranean flowers. Now this fig, no, all the flowers are deep inside. Okay, all the florets are deep inside. Okay, and there's an opening, and you know, this big, very big wasp, no, this, it's like a bee, which is more deadly than a bee. Okay, like wasp, they used to enter inside this one and then they used to pollinate, and they used to have the nectar and all, and it will create the figs, no, the ficus. Okay, so you can see the florets, then the opening, and you can see the receptacle. Okay, that is, a receptacle is when the rachis modifies. Okay, like this is the stem, no, the rachis. What happens is it modified itself into a cup-shaped structure. You get it? That's a rachis. So the rachis becomes a receptacle, means it becomes like a saucer. Okay, instead of ending like this, it became like a saucer, or it became in this fig shape, like a cup-shaped structure. So hypanthodium is a hollow spear-like receptacle formed by the fusion of the rachis of 3 closely placed cymes. Okay. Then it has a small opening at the apex, and there are unisexual flowers. That is 3 types of unisexual flowers. Some are fertile female, some are sterile female, and some are male flowers. Okay. So you can draw this outline, it's enough, or it's your choice which one you want to draw. Then the conanthium. It is just like the hypanthodium, but instead of like a cup shape, no, like this, it is like a saucer shape, like that, flat saucer. What am I saying? The receptacle, no, the rachis becomes flat and saucer-like. Okay, and then it has some flowers on it.